Hello, friend. Chuck Bennett here. Common sense and common decency tell me that we have troubles ahead. America is at a dangerous crossroad, but I have faith in our better angels. Welcome to Letters from an American Optimist. Today's letter is dated November 15th, 2024. It's addressed to you. If you're going to listen to this podcast, you'll be wanting to know a little bit about me and what this podcast is going to be about. Dear friends, allow me to introduce myself. First thing to know about me is this: I am nobody in particular. I don't have any great expertise or authority or position. I try to be a good person, but I've got the same human faults as anybody. Best I can say is my family thinks I'm okay, and you can trust them. I try to pay attention. I read and I think. I'm one of those guys who knows a little bit about a lot of things. I'm not a historian, but I would call myself a student of history. And I will tell you straight up, I am a liberal. That means I am idealistic and also practical. I am patriotic and also impatient for America to live up to its ideals. I am a capitalist, but I also believe prosperity should be shared. I'm a Southerner, born and bred. The first half of my adult life, I was a cabinet maker. Most of that time, I owned a business. I know what it means to be scrambling on a Thursday night, figuring out a way to make payroll on Friday. I know what it means to be responsible not just to my family, but to all the people that worked for me and their families. The second half of my life, I was an educator. I taught middle school, and right now you're thinking, bless your heart. I know that because that's what people say to middle school teachers. I was also an assistant principal. That's right, I was the guy that you had to go see when you got in trouble. So what's up with this podcast? I'll tell you. We have two crises heading our way. One is a counter-revolution from the far right. With Trump's election to a second term, America is about to change. If we do not push back, they will make this country unrecognizable. This is, straight up, a fight to save American democracy. But that's not the worst crisis we face. Soon, climate will cause upheaval all over the world. Every problem we have now is going to be magnified. Take immigration. What is going to happen when coastlines shrink, ocean currents shift, and hot climates make entire regions unlivable? There will be a human tidal wave that no wall will hold back. And it won't just happen in America. This will be happening all over the world. Most Americans are ignoring what simple facts, common sense, and common decency are plainly telling them. What about the Americans who are paying attention? Well, many of us are feeling scared, overwhelmed, or just plain powerless. That's why I'm here. I want you to understand the stakes. We have a fight on our hands, but it is a winnable fight. It will be hard. The American experiment has always required struggle and sacrifice. Our generation is no different. But I also want this podcast to help us remember that no matter the trials we face, we still have lives to live. There is still laughter and joy and love. So, I will be writing letters to Donald Trump and to Joe Biden, to Elon Musk and Robert Kennedy, to Fox News, to people on the left, and to evangelical Christians. I'm thinking of writing to David, from the Old Testament. I'll also be writing letters to my wife and to Kirby Smart, to my podiatrist, and to Mark Twain, to Sitting Bull, and maybe even Dolly Parton. And if anyone writes back, I may even have them on the show. I hope this gives you an idea of my intentions. I am no Thomas Paine, but let me borrow a few of his words. My podcast will offer nothing more than simple facts, plain arguments, and common sense. I hope you will come back. Very respectfully, Chuck Bennett. And P.S. I don't really have a podiatrist. So, if you want to like this or subscribe, that'd be great. Even better, tell a friend. We need all the help we can get.